Okay, let's just do an update very quickly on what happened yesterday with the APC. Of course, recall that the chairman of the national chairman of the APC had resigned, and also following suit is the secretary of the party. And that's Abdullahi Adamu and Iyola Omishiri, respectively. Okay, so quickly, let us just join Rufai as he gives us this bit of reactions to the particular events taking place in the APC at the moment. Let's go.
Some sort, to be able to get principal leaders of the party once again. Can I just call this and say 1-0? 1 for President Bola Tinubu, 0 for Adamu. Both of them were former governors at the time in this country, so they're not new to each other. But what I see going on is a fight for the soul of the party. What is happening currently is the fact that the ACN wing is trying to push out that input of the CPC wing. Because in the last administration, there was an APC government of President Muhammadu Buhari, the CPC wing was dominant. And the CPC wing did do the ACN wing a lot of dirt. So now it's the turn of the ACN wing, and they are holding sway. So what happens is the fight for the dominance of the party. The president, probably after the convention or the mini convention they're going to have, will get his loyalists in there. He will consolidate the pace. He will take the soul of the party. Leading up to the next 4 years, and he will want to control the party. The question is, will he be able to have viable opposition within the party? I pretty much doubt. Because once you get an executive position in Nigeria, you have that grand authority. But the APC should watch it. The APC should watch it. Every party only thrives on proper internal democracy. If power shifts too much to a certain bloc, it becomes problematic.
And that's true. It becomes problematic. And so I think the APC is going through a lot of issues at the moment, and I hope this does not affect the generality of their being in rule. I mean, they will want to fight for the soul of the party, just like Rufai said. Okay, let's move on to Dr. Abatti on this particular one.
But also in other political parties, with the value of the political party system in Nigeria. Multi-party democracy, recommended by the West, and which became very popular, was supposed to create a situation whereby these political parties become major instruments, vehicles for change, for policy, ideological orientation around which people can be galvanized for the purpose of good governance. Also, places where people can meet and interface with the state and pursue power within the parameters of what is available within the respective countries. But what we have seen across Africa is that many of these political parties have become instruments for instability. They become redundant. They become, almost inefficient, creating a situation whereby, as we have seen in Nigeria, you find that political parties look like a source of instability, a source of distraction, and that they do not serve their purpose. Now in Nigeria, we had the unfortunate, experience of the First Republic collapsing. It's not as if the political parties then were perfect, but they at least had some ideological orientation. Over the years, as the military took charge of the scene, political parties were pushed to the background. By the time these same political parties returned, briefly in the Second Republic, we saw some ideological self-assertion. But, political parties in this country have been going downhill since then. So nobody should be surprised if you look at it from the historical perspective. But even then, when you look at it in terms of the main actors on the scene at the moment, in fact, the situation is very tragic. Because many of these so-called National Working Committee, National Executive, they are there because somebody put them there. They really don't have voice. They themselves are looking for relevance. And so when it pleases the man that is in charge, really, of the political party, he just throws them away. If their loyalty comes into question, he throws them away. We saw it in PDP. At the time other governors abandoned the PDP, former Governor Wike of Rivers has said repeatedly that he was the one that stood by the party and funded the party. So what happened to party financing? What happened to this idea of equal funders and joiners? What we have created in our political party system is a kind of dictatorship, whereby the man that calls the tune dictates the tune. The man that provides the money can send you away if you show any sign of disloyalty. So that's why I've argued nobody should shed any tears, either for Mishori or for Abdullahi Adamu or for other chairmen that we have seen. Check the story of what happened to Adam Soshomole. Check the story of what happened to Prince Uche Secondos. Check the story of how Iyochi Ayu ended up in the PDP. Check the story of the crisis that they have in the Labour Party. Even in the New Nigeria People's Party, Professor Alkali had to resign as chairman, saying that the party needed reorganization. We have to worry more about how to reform the political party system, how to deepen it, how to make it an agent for stability
I want to believe that rather than being an instrument being used by some persons to fulfill their own lust or their own personal aggrandization and all of that. Well, it's alarming anyway. What political parties have become in Nigeria today, especially in Africa. Let's say in Africa and especially in Nigeria, today. So unfortunate. But then, what then shall we say? We'll continue to keep fingers crossed and expect that the right things will be done. When I saw the news yesterday, I was just like, this situation that somebody like Iola Mishori, is just a summary of a use and dump, story. It's a use and dump story. And that's the truth. And you heard what Dr. Abatti just said. It's just about being used and being dumped. And I think our politics should move beyond that. You are in a party, the chair of the party does not even have a say. He can't even speak beyond, now that, for instance, some of them say he did not support, Bola Tinubu during the primaries of this election and primaries and all of that. And so that's one of the reasons why they were going to remove him and all of that. It shouldn't be. He should also have a right to support whoever he wants to support. And the party still remains as one. Okay, please let us drop our comment, make them simple and simple. This is still Serious Matters here at ONIF TV. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you.